Ready for the dream team then, mate? What formation were we going? Was it 4-4-2?
4-4-2, aye. Old, classic, a wee bit boring. Ironically, Martin O'Neill was the manager and I gave Tam Burns as the assistant. Martin O'Neill always played 3-5-2, but I started with Packy Boner in goals.
Yeah.
I sort of deliberated between him and Boric, but 483 appearances for Celtic, as well as he'd done at international level. Amazing career performance for Celtic. He got picked number one. Wildcards, full back, right back, Danny McGrain. It's been my pleasure a few times to meet him and talk to him, and I was very unfortunate I never got to see him in the Quality Street gang in action. He's beyond my time, but my dad raves about him, and for what I've watched about him, he probably deserved the plaudits and the merits he got at the time. He was arguably one of the best full-backs in the world. Centre back, this was a tricky one because you told me I could get one Lion. I mean, I put this on my group chat with my mates, and they were all pretty aghast that I dropped Jinky. And theoretically, you can't drop Jinky for a team, but defence wouldn't have been as strong. So if we're taking this team seriously, then I thought pragmatically. So I put Caesar in at centre half, number 5. Next to him, Virgil van Dijk. Then left back, Jack McNamara. An amazing servant. I actually thought he was hard done by, the way that he was treated, especially the latter, you know, like before he moved to Wolves and all that, and the way he was treated over that debacle with the $6,000 and the money, especially being the captain of the team. But loads have been treated like that. I mean, I'm not putting them on the same par, but John Hartstring did he not get fired by teletext or
something like that, Sky Sports News or something.
Something like that. Right midfield, Nakamura. I honestly think that he was world class when he was at Celtic. I mean, he was nominated for a Ballon d'Or in 2007, and was it Regina we signed him from?
Yeah.
$2.5 million.
So, yeah. Do you think he was underrated while he was here?
Massively. I think a lot of people looked at him as this sort of lightweight, technically gifted player who popped up every now and again and scored a free kick. He was so much more. Thought he was underappreciated and at times overutilised in a fairly methodical and workman-like team. And I think if he played in a better team, like an O'Neill's or a Rodgers or something like that, he would have flourished. And he did at the time, and you think back to the important goals against Man United as Kilmarnock, it wasn't just the goals he scored, it was his vision, his understanding of the game, his ability to come inside, pick passes that other players just couldn't see. It was the way that he kept his body, and that's testament to himself. He's still playing now. I think he almost had 100 caps for Japan, played in numerous World Cups. He literally lit a torch for Asian players in Europe. He was a catalyst. He was certainly ahead of his time. And when he was at Celtic, I don't think we appreciated how good he was at the time he was at Celtic. I genuinely think he was world class. And it probably is a testament to him as well, to the fact some were maybe a wee bit blinkered to how good he was, considering the fact in 2007 he was nominated for a Ballon d'Or. That only come about very often with Celtic players, so credit where it's due. I thought he was absolutely exquisite. Centre midfield, Paul McStay, the maestro, Mr. Celtic, him and his folk.
You would have seen him, eh?
Aye. I got the tail end of McStay, but I got the 90s, and you know, with Tommy Burns, and when people were saying that he was on his sort of last legs, if you like. But if you look at what he done, 515 appearances, a colossal influence, and you have to think as well the amount of donkeys he carried on his back, the amount of players that he played with. And I'm looking at Scott Brown at the back here, I'm thinking back to the Mowbray days, and you know, the Rasmussens of the world, and some of the guys he had to play with. But Paul McStay was technically so gifted, could have played at any level. Looked at for numerous times by Man United. He was tipped as well, apparently one time to Italy. But he just showed unwavering devotion to Celtic, and he totally and utterly understood what the jersey meant, and he was a supporter on the park. But he was exquisite at the same time. And he was Mr. Celtic for so many years. Then at the side of him, I'd initially put McGregor. I actually tipped him over Lambert, but then you said that you can't have a current
I forgot about the no current players, man. I did.
But McGregor for me would have definitely got in. I think he's a better player than Lambert, and that's saying something, because I really thought Lambert's another one, by the way. I think everyone understood how good a player Lambert was, but it was almost as if it was taken for granted at times. There was a good few seasons where we had such a good team, and in that O'Neill era, just a couple of signings, and you see what Porto done after going and beating Monaco the following season. It's a lot of ifs, buts and maybes, but that team had the nucleus of something so special. Lambert had already won a Champions League. He had born winners in there. Just a group of top quality players. And he just made things tick, took the ball in tight spaces, made it work, passed the ball, made things look really, really effortless. Quality professional. Unfortunately, not a great guy. Met him quite a few times. Wouldn't say he's the most pleasant. He's certainly not the most amenable, but top quality football player. And then left midfield, I put in Lubo. You just sort of have to listen to what Zidane had said when he was asked about who was technically the best football player he ever played against. He said Moravcik, which to hear that's quite crazy. Think of the ilk he played in the game, and Moravcik was certainly one that underachieved by his own standards before he came to Celtic. He never won a major trophy. Played at quite good teams. Was it, I think, Saint Etienne he was at?
He was relatively unknown though, wasn't he?
Yeah, definitely. And you just have to go back to Hugh Keevan's quote about why they playing some unknown old Slovakian in front of Mark Burchill. His first game, mind, he scored 2 against Goldco. But he was unbelievable. He was a majestic football player, and there was almost sort of wizardry about him. I remember being a young lad and going in and just being desperate to watch him warm up. Maybe a bit different now if you're getting in near kick-off because you're in the boozer, but when you're young you were just desperate to watch the team, and he was one that you could just watch and just be aghast at what he was doing with football. And then he would do the same in the match, as if he was just knocking a ball about, having a laugh. Remember the game against Hearts? Remember the ball came over?
He trapped it.
And he trapped it with his arse.
Aye.
Breathtaking. Just a phenomenal football player. And the only downside to Lubo was the fact we had him for 4 years and we could have had him for 14. We got him too late in his career. But a joy to watch. Just an unbelievable football player. And a top quality guy to boot as well. I've been lucky enough to meet him a few times and he's a gentleman. Up front, I put Moussa Dembele. Top quality player. I think if you were comparing,
did he surprise you when he came in? Did you expect him? Because I'd said when I done mine, like I don't think anybody quite expected him to be that good.
No, I certainly never. There was a lot of talk about him when he was at Fulham, but you have to understand as well, when he was at Fulham, if my memory serves me right, my football stats, I think Ross McCormack outscored him. I think he picked him when he was at Fulham, and he was looked at by a few teams. Tottenham were one that were interested in him, and there's almost this sort of invented snobbery in England now that you can't be seen to buy a player for a nominal fee that's it's not the 30-40 million because the fans are not getting turned on by it. And we got him for a cross-border compensation deal, 500 grand, which was ridiculous. And when he came up, it was almost as if there was nothing to lose. You had this raw, strong, athletic talent that clearly had a lot of ability, but you didn't really know what was going to happen. And up until that point, I think it's safe to say Celtic never really had anyone that was a standout. No one that we were going into games in Europe predating that for years. You look back at the litany of strikers that we bought, your 2-3 million quids, and what were you getting out of it? Pukki's turned a corner now, and he was doing amazing in England. But with Pukki, you had Rasmussen, granted Samaras, Super done very well, but Stokes and all that sort of stuff as well. There was no one that was kind of creating that gap between Scottish football and European football. And then he just seemed to blow everyone out of the water. He just looked like a different level. And when he fancied it and when he was up for it, he was just unplayable. One of the best games that springs to mind, and he did have so many, even away in Paris, less said about the result there, the better, and Gladbach and things like that. That's even the Man City game. One that sticks in my mind was Aberdeen away. And we were unbelievable that night. Free flowing, battered them. Dembele scored twice, Tierney scored. And every single part of his game, I was just standing thinking, this guy's, he's too good to be playing up here.
Aye.
You know, midweek at Pittodrie, he is unbelievable. And I say all the time, no one's ever too good to be at Celtic, but some could be definitely perceived to be too good for the league that we play in. He's definitely one of them. Sean at Celtic, unbelievable talent. Kind of never thought he was going to go. Just sad to see the circumstances and the sort of the background work behind it after Rodgers trying to plug him a move, all that sort of stuff. But an incredible talent, phenomenally versatile, very strong. And some might say that it's revisionism, or it's because it's easy to look at the now as opposed to the past. But I honestly think that now what we've seen Edward this season, he is more of an all-round game, more attributes. He's got more holistic play, his link-up, his ability to feed off, can play it wide. I just think he has more to his game, and it probably says more about him considering how good Dembele is, what he's done in France, top goal scorer at Lyon, which isn't a mean feat considering their players. Just a magical player, and he'll probably go on and push on and go to another team and go for big bucks, and Celtic will get a few bob for it. And then last but not least, obviously, is Larsson. Just the best player I've ever seen at Celtic. And I don't like to say it because I'm an eternal optimist, but I cannot see a time in my life where I'll ever see a player of his quality for as long as we've seen Larsson for. You might get a player like that who comes along for a 1-2 seasons and then they bugger off to a Barcelona or a wherever. He was absolutely and utterly sensational, and every single Celtic fan knew exactly how good he was, barring the game with Chick Charnley against Hibs. But every single set, and you didn't need to talk about Larsson's goals or the records he created, highest goal scorer in British clubs in Europe and all that sort of stuff. Remove the goals, he was just an unbelievable football player, a phenomenal ambassador for Celtic, and just at a different level, especially post that turn of the century period. And to quote Martin Healy, was sensational. He was just completely and utterly oozed world class. In my opinion, he's the best foreign acquisition that's ever played in the island of Britain, made up of 3 countries, and he's definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, in my opinion, the best player I'll ever see in my lifetime for that sustained period of time. Absolutely unbelievable. Still love him, still miss him. I take him back in.
Tell me about it, Tell me about it.
I mean, if that team played now with that bench, all things said and done, irrespective of it being hypothetical, they'd definitely be winning the Champions League, that's for sure. Some team.
Absolutely, man. Brilliant. What a team. What a team.